the Transformers Generations IDW Deluxe class Autobot Skids. The figure is part of Wave 3 overall, I think, of the IDW Generations Deluxe class figures. I'm putting them off to the side for now. Here is a look at the packaging. And then he comes with a comic book, special exclusive Hasbro cover. It's really, it's an episode on the Lost Light. I think it's one of the more comedic, lighthearted, humorous episodes, talking about the various personalities inside the ship, and one of those in-between episodes, in-between adventures episodes. Not too bad. Yeah, I did have a good laugh reading that. It's okay. Alright, the hype surrounding this figure, I mean, because Hasbro delayed it for some reason or another, I think it's well deserved. It's a nicely engineered figure. It has some problems here and there, yes, but very, very well done. If you're a big IDW fan, you love the toys, you love Transformers, this is one figure that you'd really want to go ahead and pick up, if you can. But, you know, don't pay too much for it. I mean, it's just a hype. I mean, you can live without this figure. I mean, your collection will still be fine, but if you add, it's a nice addition, especially if you read the comic books. Just a size comparison before we begin. He's right there with his fellow IDW Deluxes. And, you know, G1, he was not that big of a character in G1, but in the comic books, he seems to be a very colorful character. I don't read up on the comic books a lot. I mean, you know, if I get the chance, they're very expensive here in Manila, the IDW comic books, but in the comic book, he's very colorful, and I can imagine why Hasbro wanted to do a figure of this guy. And, you know, we've never had it's been a while since we've had a G1 character reimagined, and I guess it's nice. It's nice to introduce the young and old collectors. It's a great figure. Now, engineering-wise, sculpt-wise, very nice. It has that homage. You can see the inspiration from the G1. Well, not exactly, but if you had the G1 toys, you get to see he's also very slender legs, big feet. He's got those wings. He does have that sort of G1 inspiration, but it's more really an IDW comic rendition, and that's just really great. It's a great update. So let's do payment. Well, let me finish with the sculpt. They've not fixed the hips. You'll have to pop off the legs and then swap these two hip pieces, and then pop this leg joint again. They didn't fix it. Otherwise, you won't be able to do that. His leg will only swing backwards. As you can see, this one doesn't swing back, and it was positioned reversed. You'd not be able to do that. So I thought they delayed it because they had to fix that. Apparently not. They delayed it because they didn't want it interfering with Age of Extinction toys, I think. So, fine. There. Paint apps for this figure, horrible paint apps. I mean, there's very little paint. It's only silver and red, and they did a horrible job with it. Well, they did a good job, I'm sure, painting it, but then in handling it, there's going to be a lot of scratches. This is one of the more decent ones I picked up. I've seen several on the pegs that had really scraped off parts of that chest. Some faces were not evenly painted out with silver. The yellow, as you can see on this one, the gold on the eye, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little bit of brush strokes on the left eye. The red dot right there sometimes is misaligned. Autobot symbol, same issues. Some are good, some are not. So, I mean, there's very little paint apps, and Hasbro still managed to botch it up. Alright, accessories. He does come with he comes armed to the teeth. What am I saying? He's got these two blasters. One is obviously an homage to his liquid nitrogen gun back in G1. The other one is supposedly in the comic books his nudge gun, which is like a it's like a mind gun. Like when you one setting makes you forget everything, like a neuralizer, Men in Black neuralizer, or the other one puts thoughts in your head. So you can assemble a bigger gun if you want and make him hold it, which is not bad either. These two have automorph. The guns underneath his arms have automorph, a little bit of an automorph feature going on. They move simultaneously with gears, so that's nice. He also comes with extra missiles on his shoulders. If that wasn't, I mean, you know, if these weren't enough, you can slide these down and reveal his sort of Robotech missiles. And if these weren't enough, you could pop off his backpack and just there's a notch right there that gets hit every time you do this, and will pop up his shoulder cannons. So I mean, he was a theoretician in G1. Now he's like, well, he's got amnesia, but he's like Robotech, Transformer Autobot, Robotech Autobot, sort of. Look at that. So, very, very nice. So let me just get rid of that. Fold these back. Let's get him into his alt mode. Now, his alt mode transformation can be a little bit tricky, but not as tricky as Skybite. He compresses neatly, just like the G1 toy. That's why I keep saying he's so much like G1. The G1 toy is like a little bit tall. It compresses into a small minivan. This one he compresses into a small hatchback car, which I'll try and show you. Fold up all the weapons like that. All right. And then, let's see, go ahead and pop this up right here. Go ahead and rotate. This one is a little bit tricky in the beginning. It's going to be very hard, very tight in the beginning, but then you just have to loosen it up, and then it'll be easy. Oops, that's what I was saying. It doesn't have a pin, it just has a friction joint, and then you just, yeah, very gingerly do that, or you'll pop something off. So do that. That will form his the front part of the car, the bumper and the hood. Just keep it there for now. Then what you want to do is, I didn't talk about articulation, sorry. The head is on a ball joint, ball jointed shoulders, ball jointed elbows, ball jointed hips, thigh swivel, ball jointed hinged knees, and ball jointed ankles. Go ahead and rotate. Waist swivel, I forgot, there is a waist swivel because of transformation. You can pose him, unlike what some reviewers are saying. You just have to fold up the backpack and the guns, and you'll be able to pose his arms fairly enough. Yeah, decent enough poses. Okay, do that, rotate, and then rotate this, rotate the feet, fold them to the side like that, tab them in, fold it down like this, fold the feet down like that. Now don't join them yet. You want to do this first, because it's going to be very difficult to fold everything in. Okay. The arms are going to tab in into see that hole right there. Same on the other side. That's why there's like a hinge joint right here that you don't want to bend. I'm going to try and bend that first before tabbing it in. Okay. The guns in right there, and then just fold the shoulders, collapse the shoulders by the shoulder points, shoulder joints, like that. Then you'll be able to tab in the arms onto his waist like that. Okay, that's the front part of the car. It's looking good, taking shape. Go ahead and fold the roof back. You want to go ahead and fold the windshield like this. Fold it like that. I want to join now the two rear ends and fold it like this. Make sure it's straight and flush. And this is one of the more harder parts to do, simply because it's relatively easy, but I don't want to break anything. I didn't want to break any of the chip any of the plastic, so just do it very, very gingerly. Very, very little clearance. Hardly any clearance at all. Alright. Yeah. Kind of looks like the kind of cars that Michael Bay was going for with Dark of the Moon, with his own version of Skids. This is, I think, the Ford. Should have, well, sort of looks like a Ford Fiesta, but the Dark of the Moon Skids was this Chevy. Was a Chevy. I can't remember what it was. But it was like a mini car as well, a hatchback car as well, so not too far apart. Incidentally, this particular mold will also be repainted. You can put the weapons off to the side. Will also be repainted as crosscut. I'll probably do a review of that soon as well, because I've done a review of this one already. Crosscut, and for the movie line, Age of Extinction line, he will be roll bar, I think, roll bar maybe. I don't know. But it's nice. We get to see more of the mold. It's a nice mold. It's just got a little clearance issues, but definitely very nice. I was preparing myself to be disappointed with this one because of all the things, you know, engineering wise. There's just way too much stuff in it. I was like, oh my god, how are they gonna pull this one off? But Hasbro did a good job, and I just, like I said in the beginning, the hype is well worth it. Well-deserved hype for this figure. It's a nice figure. I will, however, say not to get it at scalper prices. It's coming out on retail. It came out in April, then it stopped because the Age of Extinction line was coming in. And now that the Age of Extinction line is done and over with, except for a few more waves, like one more wave, wave 3, I think. Voyager and Deluxe and the Platinum series. I mean, the generations are starting to trickle in. Now, here is an IDW character, Bumblebee. He's a little bit smaller, because that's perfect scale, I think, for a small car. And as I mentioned earlier, it just collapses nicely into a small alt mode, and I love that. I love how that's one of the things I love about Transformers. How the engineering what has been done to actually do that. So I'm very, very pleased with this figure, despite the crappy paint apps handling. The figure is still going to get a 10 out of 10 for me. Absolutely love it. I mean, if you have no idea who this character is, then obviously you're going to skip it. If it's way too expensive, don't. Just pay retail price. $20 I think should be the ceiling. I don't think you should. Well, $20 is almost full-on retail here in Manila. So 20 plus shipping, 25, maybe that's it. Don't go pay $50 for this figure. I mean, come on, man. So there you go, folks. I hope you've enjoyed this video review. If you did, please click the thumbs up icon on the bottom. Follow me on Twitter for my toy purchases, Instagram for my toy sightings here in Manila. Check out all my video reviews on this channel, Chefatron. This has been the Transformers Generations IDW Deluxe Class Skids. Thanks for watching.